it's me, Dee, and welcome to Lunar Blessings. Yeah, my hair's like, I'm wearing a scarf because, well, I'm trying to get some of my hair to grow out. It's winter. Well, it's technically fall, but it's winter here, okay? I have snow out on my yard. It is 29 degrees outside. Yeah, that's Fahrenheit. I'm telling you, it's winter. My last video series of why I left the church, I've gotten such beautiful feedback. And thank you, everybody. Thank you. And I noticed I got a few new subscribers, so welcome. Today, I want to talk about something that has, once I learned to do, has helped me in my life, especially as someone who's an empath. And I just, I walk into a room and I just feel everyone's energies. And sometimes it can be really draining. But one of the things I learned is we're going to talk about boundaries. In the polyamorous community, boundaries are really a hot topic. Everybody has their own views of what it means to set your boundaries and how to enforce your boundaries. You have to remember something so important. Oh, I still got some makeup on my hands. Yeah, I've been swatching and it didn't all come off. I was wearing gloves while I was cooking, so oh well, that's weird. Sorry. Anyway, but people want you have to establish boundaries for yourself to keep you healthy. There is a situation though. You cannot expect others to respect the boundaries. You cannot enforce your boundaries on others. That isn't how it works. When you start enforcing it on others and putting these, expectations, that is an abusive behavior that's very controlling and manipulative. So, yeah, I've seen some people who are like, yeah, I have my boundaries and they're not listening and they need to do this. Like, no, honey, that's not how it works. Okay. Having your boundaries, knowing what you want in your life, what you want around you. And like, if there's something that people do that just like my boundary, Trump supporters, I've cut people out of my life because of it. Yeah. Because how can you want to be in my life or love or care about me if you are supporting someone who is trying to ruin me and destroy me and hurt me, Doesn't make sense. So I don't tell other people, well, you have to change. I just remove myself from that situation. And that's what it is. It's, you have boundaries for what you want in a relationship with someone. You cannot tell this person, well, you have to do all this in order to be with me. No, if this person, you can tell them, hey, I don't like this. This is what I want in a relationship. And if that person is not going to go with the flow, doesn't want to change or is not able to, or is just not, they're just like, that's weird. I can't respect that. Leave them. People say, I can't leave somebody because I'm just so tied in and, we need him for I can have a home or have food. And you think this, these are lies. I'm going to tell you, as somebody who had to leave with just, I had a case with arts and crafts, my family silverware that's been brought down from generation to generation, my laptop and some clothes. And that's all I took with me because my life ended up being in danger. Okay. My life was in danger. I almost got killed. And So leaving with what you have is sometimes what you have to do. And it's not easy. It's not great. You know, I miss stuff and I wish I had things. And, you know, when I went back to the apartment to try and see what I could get, you know, my ex had pretty much gotten a U-Haul and just snatched a bunch of stuff. And yeah. So, yeah, I had to start over. And especially if you have kids, don't sit there and say, well, I'm in here so the kids have... You are causing more damage to your children's lives by doing something like this. Staying in it, these relationships, folks. So you have to learn to stand up for yourself and your boundaries. Because if you don't, you are going to just be oppressed. If somebody's behavior is triggering to you, that's when you learn, oh, I have a new boundary. I've learned sometimes through an experience like, oh, I didn't know that was going to affect me like that. Well, now I know, and I'm just, you know what? Whew. Also, with boundaries, online, block people, unfriend them. Don't be scared or too shy. Because your mental health and your well-being is more important than somebody being upset that you blocked them or unfriended them. What they're feeling and their issues, that's theirs. And that's on them, and that's something they need to deal with. You don't need to try and deal with it or fix it. You need to work on yourself. So it's good to have healthy boundaries. You know, I try not to let people around me who are just pretty much an energy vampire, and they just suck everything out of you. You're not getting anything back from them. They're just take, and it's usually just this emotional toll. And it's like, well, this person needs someone. I want to help them. And I understand, but sometimes if you're not getting anything out of it and it is, you know, bringing you down, don't put yourself in those situations. Remove yourself. I can't emphasize that enough. I can do a whole big long story and go really into specifics of boundaries, but I think the basics, that's like an intro to boundaries here, is to get to know you, learn to respect yourself, love yourself, and accept you who you are just the way you are. And you'll start learning what's important to you in your life and what you need. Like for me, getting into a relationship after the abusive one and then getting, just having a bunch of little flings, I wasn't going to get serious with anybody. Okay. But I had already set things I needed I needed somebody who is not, who doesn't yell. I needed somebody who was laid back and easygoing. I needed somebody who was going to respect my autonomy, respect my, being like, hey, just respect me and not try and change me, but instead be supportive. I needed somebody who wasn't clingy and jealous and insecure. I saw warning signs. I see behaviors of my ex, and I'm like, okay, if I see somebody do something of that negative, that's a boundary. And I go, oh, nope. But I found I was able to move into a good, healthy relationship because I had set these boundaries. And I found somebody whom was seeking the same. And then we're on the same page as me. And we both agreed. And we could just be supportive of one another and not have jealous insecurities, not have anger issues. These were very important to me personally. To some people, some of these boundaries that I set are not that big, for them. They can handle somebody who is a bit more insecure. And so that wouldn't be a boundary for them. You have to know yourself and be willing to accept even your own faults and inadequacies, and realize, when you're looking for that partner, they're not there to fill in your inadequacies and complete you. No, they're there as they're a partner in your life. And partners need to be on the same page. Really, you do. That's one of the things I learned. So for me to have a healthy relationship with my wife is because I have boundaries. She has boundaries, and it works out. And I respect her boundaries. And sometimes if I don't agree with one, I'll be like, well, I don't like that, but I agree with you because I love you and I can see why it's important to you. That's important. And to really truly accept a boundary that you might not like, but respect it, not keep saying, well, can't you change? No, just, this is their journey and I love this person and I'm there for them. So it has to go both ways. You cannot project all these expectations onto somebody and expect them to change to fit the mold you want. There's somebody for us out there. There are people for our lives. Now, if you end up single, embrace that. Embrace your independence and find people that you can have a family, a community with. Not everybody wants sexual intimacy or romantic intimacy in their relationships. And that's something, people tend to just gloss over or not acknowledge. So a relationship can be very different in a different person's eyes. And it's not that they're not wanting to be intimate physically does not mean that, hey, there is something wrong with you. They don't have that need. That is not something that that they can change just for you to feel that acceptance. So being with somebody who is demisexual, asexual, they're not, and you need lots of intimacy, it's going to clash. And it's not that this person doesn't care about you. It's just their way that they're who they are, and what you need isn't going to click. Doesn't mean you can't be friends. Yeah. You have to be open to understand other people and also get to know yourself. And if you find yourself with a trigger, ask why that affected you. Just keep asking why. Why did this bother me? What was it? There's something deep down that could have happened in your life that has caused this trigger. So boundaries change. And so even though you might have to have that boundary up, as you find out what's going on and you work on it, that boundary can disappear and you'll find something new. Boundaries are ever changing. They don't need to just be, this is it. This is the end all be all. My hair's like, okay. They fluctuate. They change. Sometimes you'll think you've gotten over something and you're good. And then all of a sudden, whoa, I thought I had worked on this and it's back. Just means you got a little bit more work on yourself to do. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. So this is just a little brief intro on the boundaries and kind of, you know, knowing that you control you and whether you're going to stay somewhere or not, keep relationships or not. It's all in your hands. It really is. So take back your control and be strong, everybody. You know, I love you, and I will continue talking about things like this in my videos and on this series of boundaries. And I will talk more, you know, wow. I also want to talk, like, I studied, you know, in psychology because, you know, I went to pastoral care. I took psychology. I had to learn all these things so that I could minister to people. But there are things that I learned that they're right. You know, when I talk, you know, the 4 personality types, that's real important to understand and know. And first time that was introduced to me was when I was in high school, and then again in college. And for me, I didn't use that Briggs system. I was learning the OG choleric, sanguine, choleric, melancholy, and phlegmatic, and the combinations. To me, all that stuff is so interesting, and the history of how it was developed. So yeah, if you want to hear stuff like that, let me know. Please subscribe to this channel, hit like, share this video. You know, I love you guys. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Bye.